Welcome back to the Weeb Lounge. I'm Nick, and the anime for today is Machikado Mazoku, or the Demon Girl Next Door. And if you happen to be this demon girl's neighbor, you ain't got nothing to worry about. The story of this anime, this great comedy anime, is all about Yuko. Yuko, this girl that wakes up with horns on her head one day out of nowhere. Yeah. This girl, was sickly at an early age. She's frail. She's relatively short yet very busty. Of course, got to have a busty girl in these anime. And clumsy, kind of an idiot. Just overall, just kind of dumb. Grades are nothing impressive at all, always on the verge of failing. Her family is poor as dirt. Their family is cursed with the 40,000 yen a month living expense curse. Like, that's the legit title of the curse. Basically, they get roughly 400 bucks a month for the mother, Yuko, and her little sister to live off of. So you can kind of imagine they're scraping the bottom of the barrel trying to do whatever they can to get by. Yeah, 400 bucks a month, I couldn't do that. There's no way in hell I could do that. Ooh. But besides the really odd specific curse, she wakes up one day with horns on her head. Her head feels kind of heavy or whatever. Her physical abilities are like zero. Okay, in terms of being physically fit, she is not physical at all. She runs around the block, she'd probably fall over into a coma. That's about how physical this girl is. But she wakes up with these horns on her head because her ancestor that lives in this little doorstop, they're using their ancestor's totem, of which the ancestor's spirit is encased in, as a freaking paperweight and a doorstop. I can imagine she's none too pleased about this. Oh. But anyways, Yuko, she's like, her nickname is Shamiko, like demon princess, demon devil, whatever. The abbreviation is Shamiko. Okay, she doesn't like it, but everybody calls her that. And she starts to develop a little bit of magic power. It's really, really weak. Her physical abilities, they have to train, get that whole thing, try to get her up in the world of moving and doing things. Yeah. She's a poor girl. She is a poor girl with basically a tragic life, but she is happy, she's go-lucky, she's bubbly, and her rival is Momo. Momo's a magical girl. The good guys. Yuko is now a devil succubus. Momo is a magical girl that basically, they were supposed to be arch rivals and stuff, right? Well, Momo saves Yuko from getting run over by a big old bus by just, transforming, sticking her hand out and stopping the bus with her hand. Okay, Momo is stupid powerful, like one of the most powerful magical girls. She's like, it's like she's a magical girl Superman. Let that image go into your brain, okay? Oh. But in terms of Momo's personality, really dry, really flat, kind of emotionless. But even though they're supposed to be arch enemies with Yuko, she knows Yuko's not a threat. She knows Shamiko's not a threat. None at all. And Momo kind of, teases, pokes, and prods at her and everything. But, of course they end up becoming great friends. That's kind of the whole happy part of this anime, right? And it gets to this odd, stupid point where, Yuko has to defeat a magical girl to get basically their essence or their blood to put it on the ancient idol statue thing that they're using as a doorstop to waken Lilith. Lilith is the ancestor of the Dark Clan that they have to save, and she can only reach people in their dreams. But the blood from Momo would help her wake it up more and more until finally she is released. And apparently if she gets released, maybe that 40,000 yen a month curse goes away too. Oh, okay. And of course, Momo, she's like lives by herself in a mansion, everything she could possibly want. Complete opposite of Yuko, complete opposite. But she takes so much pity on Yuko that, you know, she will trick Yuko into training to get stronger and better at what she does so that eventually Yuko can fight Momo on an even playing field. It'll never happen. Never happen. And now that they're friends, you obviously know it will never happen. But there's one time in the show, Momo gets sick, okay, or something happens to her, and Yuko, of course, Yuko's a nice girl. She decides to take care of Momo. And in the process of taking her home and helping heal her wound or her sickness or whatever, she gets like this little tiny drop of blood on a cloth that she used to kind of, like wipe her forehead or wipe her arm down or something, completely innocent. She gets home and she happens to have that cloth and she wipes it on the totem because the totem's dirty, the ancestor's totem. Well, that little tiny speck of dried blood on that cloth is enough to give that totem more power, to where instead of just Lilith, who resides in the totem, can speak through dreams, she can actually voice out from the totem now and gain a little bit extra control, a little bit more dream power, right? Lilith is... she's like a hikikomori living in the totem. I don't really know how to explain her that much. She'll sit there looking all, in her totem, in her little dream world. She'll be sitting there watching an old CRT TV and, some daily opera show, whatever the heck, the soap opera, whatever those things are. And just looking all sloppy, beer cans everywhere and stuff. And the only way she gets like the beer or things to drink is, Momo and the family have to offer it to her. They offer it to her by just putting it next to the totem. Just, boop. It's an offering. Oh, you can drink it now. Okay. I'm going to drink it now too. I don't know how offerings work, but apparently you just sit it next to the totem. It's good. You don't have to do anything more complicated. And Yuko's mom, she's like a nice, happy, bubbly mother or whatever, always trying to penny pinch and everything because they're so poor. And you start to realize that it might not be a 40,000 yen a month curse. It might just be because she's irresponsible as hell and clumsy as hell. She'll get a bonus from work or whatever, and she'll be sitting there, with like $1,000 on her, and she'll be like waving it in the air, and a bird will swoop down and take all but $400 of it, all but 40,000 yen. Or she'll trip and fall and her purse will slide down a sewer. Or she'll be doing just great and do something to make the refrigerator go on the fritz. Basically, they're left with 40,000 yen a month after all of her dumbassity. So I don't know if it's necessarily a curse. It's just she's not very lucky. Maybe that in and of itself is a curse, but I think if they just took the money away from her control, maybe life would be better. Then you also got Yuko's younger sister. The younger sister doesn't have any kind of magic powers or anything, at least not yet, maybe later or something. But she's the smart one. She's the one that wants to learn a computer. She's the one that actually is on Yuko's side and wants to plot strategy with Yuko to take out Momo. But she doesn't really know that Momo's the magical girl. She knows there's a magical girl that Yuko's after. Doesn't know that it's Momo, and Momo and Yuko are now like bestest friends now. And the sister doesn't know that until like later, so she's always like wanting to plot and connive with Yuko. Oh, it doesn't matter what kind of strategy you come up with. It could be the absolute most masterful strategy in the world. Yuko will not pull it off. She does not have the capacity for this, okay? Like Yuko's monthly allowance is like 500 yen, and that's up, okay? It used to be like 300 yen. Now it's 500 yen a month, okay? Imagine if your allowance that you get when you went to school was $5 a month. Could you make it? Probably not well. I mean, I guess you could. You go into school, you get the free lunch and free breakfast, whatever the heck it is. But no. I mean, no. You can't even get yourself a can of Coke out of the vending machine or nothing. You can't do it. It's so bad. Momo tricked Yuko into exercising. You know, they challenged and tricked her into exercising as a warm-up before their battle, and they end up running like a few miles down, you know, and Yuko, of course, is dead tired, can't move, can't do nothing, but she's so broke she can't afford to get a ticket for the train to get back a couple miles to get home, so has to borrow money from Momo, and then has to come up with a payment plan to pay back this like $7 over the course of a year or something. That's how poor she is. Well, I guess the good thing is Yuko really, really, really values money and is very cautious when spending it. I guess that's a good habit to have. The only other character I'm going to throw in is Mikan. Tangerine colored hair, Mikan, you know, put those two together, we know. And she's calm, she's collective most of the time, and smart girl, bit of tsundere, but overall reliable person, but she's cursed. She is cursed with whenever she gets anxious or excited, basically anything that kind of gets her heart rate up too high, misfortune starts to befall those acquainted with her. So she'll start getting a little excited, for good or worse. She'll go watch a scary movie and, you know, start to shudder. She doesn't like scary movies. And all of a sudden, you know, like a bird will poop on Momo's head. Or, you know, a piano will fall and almost crush Yuko. Random bad things just happen. It could be something like, you know, you're throwing out the trash and the bag rips. You know, we hate that. We all hate that. It's like one of the worst things ever. You're going to take out the trash and the bag just splits open and all that crap's all over on the floor. I hate it. That's why I buy these special little reinforced bag things. It hasn't happened to me in a while. I learned. But that's the last of the characters. There's a couple more in the mix, but overall, trying to train Yuko, it's funny. It's hilarious. First time Yuko casts a spell, pew, this little tiny little thing goes flying out and woo, like that. It looks completely harmless. And it backfires. It comes back, chases her, hits her in the back, and you know, I guess it really hurt, but it, you know, it's like they explain it. It's like a really big needle or something like that. It's like a injection, or that's how it feels. That's how it's supposed to be. I don't know. But anyways, this is a really fun anime. You know, it's goofy. I said in a previous video, pity cute for Pekala from Jashin-chan. Yuko is pity cute. You can't help but like feel for her. It's the kind of character you want to root for, but you know is never going to win anything ever. But you root for her anyways because you like the character, right? It's a good show. It does deserve a second season. It's another one of those comedy anime that I really like, and I really hope that they do more with, and hopefully soon, because there's so many that I want. Anyways, like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Hopefully they expand the series and all these others that I go about. We'll see you in the next video.